All right, today I'm going to talk about energy metabolism because it's necessary for all muscular contractions to occur. It's also the process that occurs anytime you do activity. So we'll talk about the different energy systems, aerobic and anaerobic, in just a second. But first I want to start with how it all begins. So you take in your food, and food is what gives us energy. You can only derive energy from the three main macronutrients: carbohydrate, protein, and fat. And during the digestive process, these three nutrients are broken down. Carbohydrate is broken down into glucose, which is a simple sugar, protein into amino acids, which are building blocks, and fat into fatty acids, which are also building blocks and help store energy for us. So once that food is broken down in our system, it enters our bloodstream. The blood carries it to the necessary cells. In the cells, that's where the ATP is created. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate, which is a compound comprised of three phosphate molecules. So we're not going to get into the specifics of that. We're just going to talk about the big overview of the energy processes. So once the ATP is generated, it is then used as energy for the muscle contractions. Okay, so there are three systems in which that ATP is used. Two ways is in the anaerobic process, and that means without oxygen, and one way is with an aerobic process, which means it utilizes oxygen. So when you are doing work, the first approximate 7 seconds of the work, you are going to be utilizing the alactic energy system. Typically, you use the alactic or the anaerobic systems and the glycolytic system when you're doing short, powerful movements. So a short sprint or a weightlifting activity, or if you're a football and doing a powerful block, you would be using your anaerobic systems. The aerobic system is more efficient, and it is used for anything 3 minutes and greater. So when you're in the alactic system, basically what your body is doing is using that ATP that has been stored up in your cells and using that for that short, powerful burst of movement. Once that ATP has been used up, you switch over to your glycolytic system. In the glycolytic system, glycogen is stored glucose. So the glycogen is broken down into the glucose, the simpler form of the macronutrient, to form the ATP, and lactic acid is typically a byproduct of that. In the aerobic system, since you can only stay in these for short periods of time and you use up the stores that you have, once you run out of those stores, you have to use oxygen to convert that energy or to convert those nutrients into ATP. So you switch to the aerobic system and you utilize that oxygen to produce the ATP from the carbohydrates and fat.